You guys ever wondered, after a breakup, why do women go back to the same type of guys when they're dating the next guy? Because you think that they'll learn something from it, right? From the relationship, or the type of guy at least not to deal with. But why do these women keep messing around with the same type of guys that they like to call a-holes, right? I mean, yeah, I know the tingle feeling that they get, like the guys are aloof, the guys seem very unpredictable, blah, 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 all these characteristics that a-holes apparently have, right? That they get characterized for. That, oh, he's an a-hole, so that means he doesn't care about anybody. I couldn't be further from the truth. But yeah, it's a fascinating topic sometimes, right? If you really look into it. So let's really dive into it, okay? Why do these dumbass hoes keep doing the same damn thing every single time? It's not just because of that those characteristics are in those a-hole type of dudes, right? It's not just because of that. It's simple, fellas. Women don't self-reflect. You see, an a-hole, I consider myself one, by the way, and a lot of you guys agree with me on that. That's okay. I think it's a compliment, by the way. All the a-holes out there, the quote-unquote toxic guys, you should take that as a compliment every time somebody calls you that, okay? Do you know what that means? That means you are a challenge. That means you are wanted by most women, or a lot of women at least. That means you have something going on for yourself. All of those are positive things. As a man. As a woman, no. But as a man, yes, you want to be that guy. That's why a lot of guys hate these toxic guys. Quote unquote toxic guys, right? Because they can't be them, so they hate them. In that movie Interview, I think that was a movie with two guys. I forgot the actors' names, but they went to North Korea to have an interview with their supreme leader, right? And then one of those famous lines from that movie was, they hate us because they ain't us, right? And fellas, even those a-hole type of guys would actually care about the girl if the girl herself was worthy enough. We don't just care about every girl we mess around with, obviously, right? So what does it take for a female to really get our attention? Simple. Don't do exactly what the 95 to 98% of these females out here are doing. It's that simple. Well, Zeke, how do I know what the rest of these hoes are doing? The rest of these chicks are doing? You guys have friends. Women talk, right? You guys talk to women, right? You guys talk a lot more than we do about a bunch of bullshit that don't even matter or make sense half of the time. Most of the time. So just talk. And figure out and be friends with people. I mean, women have a lot more friends than guys anyways, right? So just look into your friend's life. And I mean, look at every single small detail on what she's doing in her life. Start with her social media. Go to her Instagram. See what kind of pictures she's posting. Go to her Snapchat. See what kind of stories she's posting on her Snapchat. Go look at the guys she's talking to. See what kind of guys they are. Then go see what she's doing in her free time at home. Is she cooking? Is she cleaning? Is she learning how to knit? And then see how she's interacting with guys when she's talking to them. How is she vibing with this person? Is it always that, oh, he needs to take me out here, there, I need to play hard to get? Or is it she's complying with or she's at least coming half and half with the effort? Is she putting in any effort to see the guy that she's really interested in, or is she still playing hard to get? Does she always talk about how many likes she's gonna get? Is she always taking selfies, putting filters, putting pounds and pounds of clown paint on her face that y'all ladies call makeup? How many times is she hooking up with the new guys? How many times is she hooking up with a new guy throughout the year? What's her body count? When did she lose her virginity? What else? What is she studying in school? Why is she studying for that? Is she taking student loan debt? Is she in the gym? Is she working out? If she is, how often does she work out? What kind of workouts does she do when she's in the gym? How does she incorporate, how does she make a workout routine? Does she even put any effort into thinking about how to make a workout routine? What's her diet like? What is she eating on a day-to-day basis? What kind of books she's reading? What kind of music is she listening to? Who are her idols? Who does she look up to when it comes to any industry? Music industry, acting industry, even her parents. Anybody in the family, is she looking up to anybody in the family? Who does she want to be? What does she want to be 5-10 years from now? See how many questions I just gave you, ladies? Just to answer those questions, it's going to take you probably the whole year if you really want to actually get to the nitty gritty of it and get to the very bottom of it. What else? What else is there? What kind of car is she driving? How is she paying for that car? How is she paying for her bills? Who does she rely on? Why does she rely on somebody if she's relying on somebody? What kind of job is she doing? Why is she doing this kind of job? Is it just, I just want the money, or is she actually passionate about her job? Why does she even have to work? Why isn't anybody in her life taking care of her? And then when you have these answers, ladies, do the exact opposite of what they're doing to be in the exact opposite situation that she's in. If you can manage to get there, which is, I know that is almost an impossible task for most women nowadays. What are you doing, bro? What the hell are you doing? Okay. Which is almost an impossible task for most women to do nowadays. But if you can get to that, ladies, I don't give a shit what you look like, how tall you are, because those are the two things you cannot control, right? And how what color of skin you have. Those are the three things you cannot control, right? How you look, how your face looks, how big your titties are. Obviously, that's the fourth one. How tall you are, what race you come from. Besides those things, if you just do everything I told you to do, the opposite of all these things, besides those things, you cannot control over. If you just do the ones that you can, all the things I've listed so far, you won't even have, it won't even take you 6 months before you get souped up by a high-value man. I promise you. Who's gonna take care of you? Who's gonna love you? Who's gonna respect you? Who's gonna care for you? But you guys don't want to do that. I don't need no man. Sure, yeah, I'm not here to argue with you on that. Sure, yeah, you don't need no man. Sure, but I want a man. Then, if you don't need a man, then why would the man want you, or need you? I should say, the man should only want you, right? Which is exactly what the real men, are doing nowadays. We only want you. We don't need you. And do you know when we want women, even for married guys, when they really want their woman, is when their balls are full and they need some chores done at the house. That doesn't mean that we don't, or those married men don't love their wives. No, that's not to say any of that. That's just how men are. We want to be left the fuck alone. We want you to be in our life, just not in our fucking face 24 goddamn 7. We need our own space. And if we are sad, upset, happy, depressed, angry, mad, whatever emotions we are feeling, you can turn it around and make us happy if we're not already happy or excited about something. You can turn it around and make the situation better if you just give us sex. That's it. If our balls are full, take care of it. That's all you ladies need to do. And that's why that's the only time we hit you up nowadays. Since you are out here preaching this nonsense, I don't need no man. Okay, we don't need no woman, because we're learning, we're adapting, ladies. We're evolving, we're learning that, okay, how do I live my life without a woman? Well, all I need to do is take care of my chores, of my food, and my money. And then, since these ladies out here are frivolously throwing out their pussy, I'm just gonna go grab it tonight. It's a slow Tuesday night. Why not? That's what's happening now here. So yeah, you don't need no man. Sure, of course. Salute to you. We don't need no bitch. But y'all ladies don't do this. Every time after a breakup, all you do is go out and hoe around. And do you know why it's so much easier for women to hoe around, fellas, after a breakup, while you are, like, even if you initiate the breakup as a guy, after a week or two, you're going to start missing her. But after a week or two, she's going to start getting over you. She's going to miss you maybe like a day and a half, max. That's it. Do you know why it's so easier for them? It's simple. It's because they already have your replacement lined up. I promise you, fellas, I promise you, every single last one of them have at least one or more guys in their phone who's ready to jump in and take your place if you guys break up. Now, if you as a man had that going on for yourself, do you think you would have given a shit about that chick who you just broke up with? Hell no. And mainly we fellas really miss you after a week or two is when our balls get full again. Ladies, we're not shallow. That's how we were made. You can blame God or nature or whoever the hell you believe in for that. Just like y'all ladies communicate with talk, and talking, we men communicate with physical touch, with sex. We bond with sex. We don't bond and communicate with verbal talking. That actually is fucking annoying and pisses us off. So if you want your man to stick around, shut your fucking mouth. And if you want your lady to stick around, stop being a beta needy bitch as a guy. Women do not respect a man who doesn't have anything going on for himself. That could be his hobby. That could be him having multiple other women as options. That could be his job. Whatever it is, she needs to look up at you for her to respect you. That means you have to be at a level better than her. So women, ladies, let me ask you this. You always want a guy who's 6-figure earner, who's tall, handsome, dark, and all this bullshit, right? So what does that tell us? That tells us, okay, that means inevitably my girlfriend is going to be shorter than me, going to make less money than me, going to be uglier than me. I mean, ladies, if you have to put on makeup at any amount to be presentable, in my opinion, you're not as pretty as I am. Because I have zero makeup. I never wear makeup, right? Men never wear makeup. Most men, at least. If you're in the entertainment industry, you sometimes have to put on makeup before you go in front of a camera. So that inevitably makes me prettier than you, right? So you're uglier than me, naturally. Otherwise, you wouldn't be putting on makeup. And you're more insecure than me because that wanting to look good all the time is coming from your insecurities. You're dumber than me. You're not as smart as me because you want a guy who's smarter than you. So inevitably, you're less smart than I am. See? So how does that benefit us when we're in a relationship with you? Only when you drain our balls and cook for us. And shut your mouth and stop nagging us. We don't ask for a whole lot of things from you guys. We really don't. So those are the things we want, and you want, and you have your whole laundry list of things that you want from us too. So no, we're not shallow. That's just who we're born. I tell my men, don't blame ladies for what they want out of a man, because that's how they were made. That's how they were born. I'm going to tell you ladies the same exact thing. But yeah, as I was saying, if you as a man had that many options, you wouldn't give a shit about this chick. You would move on like that. You would have somebody else come in and take care of your balls, drain your balls out. The only reason why you miss is because you don't have as many options. Social media has ruined the game for us men, right? It has given women way more chances than us men. In a woman's Instagram, there's 50 DMs at least that she hasn't even opened from thirsty dudes. And a man's Instagram, maybe 3 that he had to initiate the conversation with, and they replied to him after him DMing like 50 to 100 or 150 girls. Maybe then he got like 3 responses out of that. Obviously, depending on what the man looks like and what his SMV is. That's why it's harder for us to move on. And that's why I've mentioned this before. Women are very, very, very what's the word I'm looking for? They do not ever self-reflect. They're very distracted by all these distractions around them all the damn time. That's why after a breakup, she just living her best life. Hot girl summer. What's the winter phrase? Cuffing season winter, right? That's the phase, that's the cycle she goes through every year. That's why she doesn't even have time to learn about herself, what she did wrong, because I believe that every single relationship starts with two people and every single relationship ends with two people. There's no such thing as, oh, it was all his fault, all her fault. It was both of y'all's fault. Otherwise, the relationship wouldn't have been broken. There had to be some reason. Like, even let's say he did 98% of the mistakes in the relationship and she did 2%. Well, she did at least 2%. What are those 2% that she did? She needs to know about them. She needs to look back and reflect. But she doesn't do that. So those 2% mistakes stays with her and it carries over to the next relationship. And that's why they can never, ever be successful with any relationship. And that's just not with relationship. That goes with jobs too. And every other aspect in life. You have to self-reflect. You have to look back and say, okay, where did I fuck up? All right, I learned from it. Don't dwell over it. Don't cry over it. It happened. You have to let it go. But learn from it at least. But y'all ladies don't do that. That's why you headbutt. And that's why you headbutt against the wall. And that's why your body counts keep going up, but your relationship count ain't going up. That's just the truth. I'm sure you don't need a man right now. You're 22, 23 years old. Yeah, okay. What about when you're 42, 43, or 38, 37? You plan on living that long, right? I mean, you don't plan on dying at 25, do you? So life is going to keep moving on. Time is going to keep passing, right? So what's going to happen then? If you are even in a relationship but you don't feel happy as an 18-year-old, because I know that most 18 to 24-year-old women who are in relationships, they're not deep down happy, because they are always, or most of the time, are on their masculine energy. Because I have yet to see a couple, and I have seen a lot of fucking couples in that age range, where the guy is actually doing what he's supposed to be doing, and the girl is supposed to be doing what she's supposed to be doing, Meaning that she's in her feminine energy and he's in his masculine energy. I've yet to see that. So if you are not even if you're not even purely happy, truly happy from that age of 18 to 24, which is your prime time, and you're distracted and you're just cock hopping and alcohol hopping and bar hopping, then what do you think is going to happen to you when you're 32, 34, 36, 37, when that prime time is dead now? And nobody's even giving a shit about you if you died. If a white girl got lost today in the news and nobody could find her and she's a 19-year-old white girl, the whole nation, or she got killed by somehow or by someone, the whole nation would be on riot, right? Would be on riot mode. But if a 36, 37-year-old chick died, white girl died, nobody give a shit. Because society don't value women who are not fertile, young or beautiful. This, oh, everybody should be treated equal bullshit doesn't apply even to the leftists, even to those people who say it. The people who are actually preaching this nonsense that everybody should be treated equal, no, everybody shouldn't be treated equal. You need to earn your spot in this world before I can treat you with what you deserve. So those people who are even preaching this crap, even they don't believe in it or practice it. They don't believe it or practice it. They don't. It just sounds right. It just politically makes you feel better, gives you butterflies. That's why they say it. If you don't believe me, then why don't you go out and see that these fat, ugly chicks or these feminists and see who they're dating and mating with. They're not mating with ugly dudes. They're dating and mating with guys that are a few notches above her. Then clearly she's not believing into that equal treatment bullshit. Otherwise she would be at her level with the guy. See, I was born a night, just not last night. Ladies, take my advice or don't. Up to you. I don't really give a shit. It's your life at the end of the day. Fellas, just know that this is why these chicks are at age 24, 25, 26, 34, 35, 36, even in their 40s, but they still act, talk, think, and do like a 12-year-old. They're just children with breasts. That's it. Because they never learned from their mistakes to begin with. Hope this video made sense. Follow me on Instagram at Zeekpeak. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.